Good evening from Japan, everyone. So for this reflection video, I've decided to take a similar route to the way that Kevin did his reflection video, and then I'm just going to go through these prompts one by one. I have them here on my computer screen, and I'm just going to reflect just everything that we've learned in this class over these past 2 months. So to start out, what takeaways did you find most helpful of all the lessons on effective speech preparation, and how will you use these in future presentations you deliver in the classroom or the workplace? So what I found most helpful, well, one of the things I found the most fun in this class was when we did basically the impromptu speech, where we had to come up with, or we had a partner come up with scenarios, our partner came up with scenarios, and we had to think on the spot. Those are a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. We actually had to do that in a class that I had to take. We call it Airman Leadership School. We take it in the Air Force, something you have to go through, and we do an impromptu speech to where they put an image onto the screen on a PowerPoint slide onto the projector, and you have to come up with a story about it, basically. So that's a lot of fun. The reason why I think that's effective is that it helps you kind of get going with your presentation, where you want to, like, basically for me, once I get talking, it's easy for it to kind of keep on going. I just keep on rolling over and over again with my words and what I want to say. So that helps out a lot with the impromptu. Some other lessons that I took from this class that are really going to be useful is making outlines. I've never really thought about making outlines too much during this for speeches. So making the outlines definitely helped out a lot. It helped me basically organize my thoughts, organize my talking points. Like, obviously, and like the instructions always said, don't do full sentences, just do a couple of words. And that really was kind of basically like almost like bullet points, like on a PowerPoint slide. That really helped. There was my talking points, what I wanted to talk about, and go from there. So for prompt 2, the engaging our audience through, or what was one strategy you used in this course to ensure your presentation, what content was engaging, and why was this effective? So mine was lessons from myths and movies, so basically storytelling. I enjoy telling stories in presentations. That helps out a lot with people relating to what I have to say, what I've gone through, my experiences, and relating with my personal situation I have going on right now. I know a couple of times you guys, I can't remember exactly who it was, but folks would do the response post onto my presentations that I had, and they would be like, oh yeah, I have a similar situation, or I've had that experience before, or whatever the case may be. And that's always and that's a big reason why I like doing the storytelling, is that people can relate, and it helps people engage a lot more into my presentations that I give. So what was the most valuable thing you learned about effective presentation setup and execution in the online environment from Dr. Quetzal's instruction video in Module 1? So the thing that I learned the most was lighting. Now, unfortunately, I'm recording this video at nighttime, so I'm not able to use the natural lighting that I usually use. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I've kind of used different angles, different camera angles for all the different videos that I've done throughout this class, and that's mostly because of that, because I like to have a nice window in my room, and when the sun's out, I can use the natural light, and it helps out with the quality of my videos. It looks a whole lot better. Right now I have just a little desk lamp that's behind my computer monitor here that's kind of shining some light onto me, and I have all the lights on in my room. It kind of helps. It's kind of how I'm making do with recording this video at nighttime, but that's one of the main things that I took away from that, one of the main takeaways, and also my camera angles. Before I started recording this video, I probably took about 15 minutes trying to make sure I got the perfect camera angles. So that's a big thing as well, and just making sure that everything looks good and you guys can see me, make sure you're not looking at my nose or down on the top of my head, and making sure that everything looks good and everything sounds good as well. So let's see here. Number 4, natural and authentic presentation delivery is important in face-to-face and online presentations. How did you work to achieve these delivery goals throughout the course? So basically, like I said, like the main thing that helped me out was the impromptu speech. That really helps me out with basically being natural and authentic, but obviously not reading word for word from things. Like, obviously here I'm reading word for word from these questions. I know you guys all have the questions, but it's just kind of helped me out in gathering my thoughts and everything. But that's a big thing, just not reading word for word, just giving a natural, authentic presentation, and just going off of basically memory. And like I said, the impromptu speech helps out a lot with that. And it was a lot of fun. That was probably one of my favorite things that we actually did in this class, or just something about just doing that. It allows you to be very creative, so I really enjoyed that. All right, so number 5, we have we learned that death by PowerPoint just won't cut it for modern day audiences. What tips did you learn about effective slide design and creating truly visual slides? So the big thing that I learned was using just one image per slide. I'm always someone who likes to I usually like to put a lot of information on slides, but in this class I've learned that you don't really need that. If you just get one good image and then you just present all the other information to your audience, that makes a good, effective presentation. Even though, even so with bullet points on PowerPoint slides, that used to kind of be what I'd use for my outlines when I did presentations. I found out that I was using too many words. Like you only want to use like maybe just a couple of words for each bullet point. It's kind of your talking points, and then go from there, and then one big image, and that's truly effective, and it really helps out with being effective and not that death by PowerPoint that I know we've all dealt with. I've dealt with it as well, where the whole slide is one big paragraph, and that's no one wants to have a presentation with that. But yeah, that's been one big thing is just the one image per slide and very little words, and just present off of that. So that's been a big thing that's really helped me out, and I've learned a lot with that as well, with the designing PowerPoint slides. And then lastly, we have what is the most important advice you would offer students taking this course in the future. The most important advice I would give is just know that everyone in this class is in the same boat as you if you have anxiety. I know I have speech anxiety as well. That's obviously a lot of people do, even after this class. And I'm sure next presentation I give in my job or in school or whatever it is, I'm going to have a lot of anxiety about it. But the main thing is just know that, and know that everyone's in the same boat. But know that this class will help you out a lot, and will help you with that, and help you try to mitigate some of those pressures a little bit by just being prepared. That's the main thing that I know I said at the beginning of this class, and it still holds true at the end of this class. Just rehearsing your presentations, making those outlines help out a lot, and just making sure that you have everything together. And as long as everything's prepared and you rehearsed and practiced everything, you'll be fine, and you'll give really good presentations, and that's the main thing this class helps you out with. So I appreciate everyone's time. I've enjoyed working with everyone, and wish everyone good luck in their future endeavors, and thank you for your time.